Hello everyone. Last time we have started with the chapter Ionic Equilibria. There we have completed types of electrolytes and different theories of acids and bases. So today we'll start with amphoteric nature of water. So to understand amphoteric nature of water, we know that water is nothing but H2O. And what do you mean by amphoteric nature over here? Amphoteric means the one which acts as acid as well as base, the one which has a capacity to act as acid as well as base. So we'll take one example. Okay, so water H2O when treated with NH3, one kind of reaction will happen. Okay, and water when reacted with HCl, one kind of reaction will happen. Okay, now we know that NH3 is nothing but a base and HCl is nothing but the acid. Okay, that means this will accept what? One proton. This will accept one proton. Okay, so it will become what? NH4 plus what will remain over here? 1H plus is gone. So here it is nothing but OH minus. Okay, so the one which has a capacity to donate proton is said to be nothing but acid. So water in this case donates proton to the base NH3. Therefore here water acts as acid. Okay, and over here HCl H2. Now here what happens? HCl is an acid. Acid will donate its proton to the water. So as a result, it will become nothing but H3O plus. H2O plus 1 H plus will be nothing but H3O plus. Plus what will remain over here? Here it is nothing but Cl minus. So as a result, in this case, water accepts H plus ion. Therefore, here it is nothing but said to be base. So water has a capacity to act as acid as well as base. Therefore, it is said to be having amphoteric nature. The amphoteric nature. So hopefully this thing is understood nicely. So everywhere you please write down aqueous, because this will react only in solution. Okay, fine. Now NH4 plus is nothing but ammonium, OH minus is nothing but hydroxide ion, H3O plus is hydronium ion, Cl minus is chloride ion, that you people know. Okay, so next we'll start with ionization of acids and bases. Okay, now you know what are acids and bases. Okay, so the one which will give proton, donate proton are said to be acid. The one which will accept proton are said to be nothing but base. So you know all three concepts. So we'll just try to classify acids and bases into strong and weak acids and bases into strong and weak bases. Okay, so let's start. Now this is classified on the basis of their extent of dissociation. This is classified. They are classified as strong and weak on the basis of what? Their extent of dissociation. How well it can be dissociated, based on that they are referred to as strong and weak. So first we'll take example of strong acid and strong bases. Okay, so one very strong acid, I can say HCl. HCl is a strong acid. Okay, so if I say if it is strong acid, it will completely dissociate into what? H plus Cl minus. So everywhere I have to write an aqueous over here. Okay, similar way, when I write down, this is nothing but strong acid. Now next I will write strong base. Strong base is nothing but NaOH. Okay, sodium hydroxide, it will dissociate into Na plus plus OH minus. Both side it will be aqueous. Now what do you mean by this? Strong acids and bases completely dissociate into its constituent ions. Okay, now that means in the solution we can see the presence of ions. The unionized, that means the molecules won't be seen in case of strong acids and strong bases. Okay, so we'll take some more examples of strong acids. Like strong acids are nothing but what? HCl, HNO3, H2SO4, HBr and HI are some examples of strong acids. And strong bases, some examples are NaOH, KOH. Okay, now next we'll understand about weak acid and weak base. So first we'll take example of weak acid. Now weak acid, the greatest example we can say is acetic acid. So it is nothing but CH3COOH. CH3COOH. Now when we write weak, the arrow will be nothing but double arrow. The arrow will be nothing but double arrow. That means what? The reaction is not completed. Here the reaction is completed. Okay, if the reaction is not completed, there will be presence of ionized ion plus the unionized ion. Okay, ionized ion means CH3COO minus, which are present in the form of ions. Unionized means they are present in the form of molecule. Okay, so only few amount of, if there are 100 molecules, as a just an example, if there are 100 molecules of CH3COOH, I can say 2 or 3 molecules will be dissociated into CH3COO minus and H plus. Rest all the molecules will be as CH3COOH. Okay, so this thing is nothing but example of weak acid. So everywhere I have to write down aqueous over here. Next example of weak. Next example is for weak base. Okay, now to understand about weak base, one example is NH4OH. Again, if it is weak base, which kind of arrow? Double arrow. Okay, this will dissociate into NH4 plus plus OH minus. Okay, everywhere I'll write down aqueous. Okay, so even in this case there will be presence of ionized ions as well as unionized NH4OH molecule. Okay, so hopefully till here it is understood nicely. We will see some examples of weak acid and weak bases now. Weak acids, some examples are CH3COA is there, CH3COH, HCOOH, what is this thing? Formic acid, HF and H2S, hydrogen sulfide and hydrogen fluoride. Okay, now next is weak bases. Here the example is FeOH thrice and CuOH twice. Okay, so an ionic hydroxide and copper hydroxide. Okay, so these are nothing but the concept of ionization and of acids and bases. Based on their extent of dissociation, that means how much, whether it is partially dissociated or it is completely dissociated, we can tell whether that is strong or weak. If we are talking about acid and it completely dissociate, they are referred to as strong acids. If they are partially dissociated, then they are referred to as weak acids. If in case of base, if it is completely dissociated, we call it as strong base, and if it is partially dissociated, then we say it is weak base, and some examples are as such. Okay, so next we'll start with dissociation constant of weak acid and weak base. This is very, very important. Now, to understand weak acid, we take this term as HA. Okay, weak acid in this chapter will be always referred to as HA, and weak base in this chapter will be always referred to as BOH. Please understand, weak acid will be always referred to as HA and weak base will be always referred to as BOH. Okay, so let's start. We have to find out the dissociation constant of weak acid and weak base. So first we will write down one reaction of a weak acid. Okay, so the dissociation of a weak acid in water can be nothing but HA will be dissociated into what? This thing's H plus A minus. Since it is acid, there should be H plus in the reaction. Now in water, therefore we will be writing aqueous in all the cases. Okay, so hopefully till here it is understood. This reaction you should be able to write now. Okay, now we have to find the dissociation constant. Now dissociation constant, or also called as equilibrium constant, or also called as acid dissociation constant, is given by Ka, that is equal to nothing but the product of the concentration of the reactant to the unionized molecule. Okay, so the product, the molar concentration. So the product of the molar concentration, that means what? Molar concentration is represented by square bracket. Molar concentration is represented by square bracket. So the molar concentration of H plus into A minus upon the concentration of HA. The common mistake what you people do is you write down here plus, then the whole equation is wrong. Please understand that is a product of the molar concentration of the ions upon the unionized molecule. Okay, so hopefully this thing is understood, and this is very important. K is nothing but molar product of the molar concentration of the ions upon the unionized molecule. Now similar way, if you understood this thing, try to write down this one. Okay, so the dissociation of weak base. Now we have to talk about base. So how can I show the dissociation now? It will be BOH will be dissociated into what? B plus OH minus. Now I am getting hydroxide ion over here, since we can say that it is base. Okay, now over here the equilibrium constant, or also called as what? Base dissociation constant, or also called as what? Base dissociation constant, will be given by what? Here it was Ka constant, so here it will be Kb. Okay, that will be nothing but what? Molar concentration of B plus into OH minus, the product of molar concentration of the ions upon the molar concentration of the unionized molecule. So this thing is hopefully understood nicely. Okay, so this was very simple. Now with this basis we have to understand the next theory, that is nothing but Ostwald's dilution law. Okay, so this is very important. So you should know this thing, then only you can start with Ostwald's dilution law. So let's start with that. Okay, so next important, very important over here, Ostwald's dilution law. Now what did Ostwald do is, he has taken the theory, the concept of Arrhenius, and he has given this equation. Okay, so we'll start with weak base. So weak base, I told you to remember, weak base is nothing, weak acid is nothing but HA. So I have to show the dissociation. So first step will be the dissociation of acid in water, same what we have written over there. So it will be what? HA will be given as H plus OH minus. Okay, now here afterwards you will write down the equilibrium constant. is given by Ka. Everywhere you have to write down aqueous. Please don't forget to write down this thing. Okay, so Ka will be nothing but concentration of H plus into concentration of OH minus upon concentration of Ha. Okay, now please understand. Now what we have to find out a relation. Okay, now here we have to put some value in place of the molar concentration. Now say that if this is my reaction, the initial amount I will take something of Ha. Okay, like that be HCl, whatever. If it is HCl, it will be nothing but H plus plus Cl minus. So I have to take the initial amount. So initial amount whenever before the reaction, here will be taken as what? 1 mole. For example, I have taken 1 mole of Ha. So initial amount is nothing but in terms of mole. Okay, so I have taken 1 mole. Initially when I have taken, it is not dissociated. That means I haven't put this thing in water. So initial mole of OH plus and A minus will be 0 and 0. Okay, so till here it is understood. I have taken Ha. It is not dissociated till now. So it is the initial mole of H plus and A minus is till now 0. Now after some time, when this I have added in water, now this reaction has proceed, and what will happen? As soon as I add in water, some of the amount will start to dissociate into H plus and AS A minus. As a result, at equilibrium, what will happen? Let's say alpha molecules of Ha is dissociated into H plus and A minus. Alpha molecule is dissociated into H plus and A minus. Now if I say alpha molecule is getting dissociated, so that means from 1 I have to deduct alpha. Okay, so 1 minus alpha, that means how much H plus and A minus will be generated? Alpha H plus and alpha A minus will be generated. Okay, so if I am saying this is 1 mole, I am saying, like for example, it is 1 mole, it will be lesser than that thing. So it will be 1 minus something. Alpha degree, for example, I say 0.5. Okay, if I say it is 0.5, then what will happen? 1 minus 0.5 will be nothing but 0.5 over here. Here it will be nothing but what? 0.5 and 0.5. That means, just for understanding, if I'll say I have taken 100 molecules, I have taken 100 molecules of Ha. Initially I have taken 100 molecule and it is I have taken in one beaker. Okay, I haven't added water in that. Okay, so when I add water in that thing, okay, that means this acid will be added in water. As a result, what will happen? This will start to dissociate. Okay, so let's say 25 molecule is dissociated. So from Ha, which was 100, 25 molecule is gone. That means here it will be nothing but 75. Now how many H plus and A minus is generated? If one molecule is dissociated of Ha, one H plus and A minus will be generated. Similar way, if 25 molecule is getting dissociated, 25 H plus and 25 A minus will be generated. So hopefully this thing is understood. Okay, so let's proceed now. So this was in terms of mole. Okay, now I have to write down concentration at equilibrium. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll divide this equation by V. I'll divide mole per volume is nothing but concentration. N upon V is nothing but the concentration over here. So I can say that it is nothing but 1 minus alpha upon V, and here it is mole per dm cube. Dm cube is nothing but the unit of volume over here. So okay, here it will be alpha upon V, and here also it will be alpha upon V. Hopefully now if this thing is done, now everything is very simple. Now what I have to write down? Therefore, at equilibrium, this chapter is always talking about equilibrium. So we have to understand what is the concentration of each of the ion at equilibrium. Okay, so the concentration of Ha at equilibrium will be nothing but what? 1 minus alpha upon V, and the concentration of H plus is equal to the concentration of A minus, that will be equal to alpha upon V. Now substituting this value in the above equation, I'll substitute the value in the above equation. So let this be equation number 1. So I'll write down substituting this value in the above equation. So what I'll get, you have to write down that statement. So this will be nothing but Ka is equal to Ha will be nothing but alpha upon V. Okay, here also alpha upon V upon, here it will be 1 minus alpha upon V, 1 minus alpha upon V. Now I just have to solve this thing. So alpha upon V, I can say it is alpha square upon V square, and here it will be 1 minus alpha, and this will go up. So it will be nothing but what? This V and this V will get cancelled. So it will be alpha square upon 1 minus alpha into V. Okay, so this is the equation what I get it from here. Now if suppose I say there is 1 mole over here, so I can say just write down it is 1 upon V. Now if I say 1 is nothing but N over there, that means 1 mole of the substance is present over here. So I can say that it can be also written as Ka, which is nothing but equal to alpha square 1 minus alpha into V, can be also written as alpha square 1 minus alpha 1 upon V, can be written as C, because concentration is nothing but given as, since concentration is nothing but given as N upon V, and where N is nothing but 1 upon V over here in this case. Okay, so you can write down all this statement over here. Now since it is a weak acid, okay, now since it is a weak acid, I can say 1 minus alpha. The alpha means nothing but the degree of dissociation, how much is getting dissociated. Since it is a weak acid, the dissociation power will be very less. So I can say 1 minus alpha will be approximately equal to 1. 1 minus alpha will be approximately equal to 1. Therefore, I can say that Ka is nothing but equal to alpha square upon V, or it is nothing but alpha square C. It is nothing but alpha square C. These are the two equations which you have to understand. Nothing but Ka. Okay. Now I have to find what is the degree of dissociation. Okay, so what will be degree of dissociation in this case? So alpha will be nothing but equal to Ka into V, and if it is square, there it will go as square root, or it can be also written as alpha is equal to Ka upon C, and here it will be square root. So these are two equations of degree of dissociation. So once you know the amount, the concentration of the beginning one and alpha, you can find out everything over here. Okay, so if it is asked to derive a equation where it shows that the degree of dissociation of a weak acid is directly proportional to the square root of volume of the solution, you have to derive this equation. Okay, similar way, only the last one you have to write down in terms of volume. Now this can be referred as what? The degree. Alpha is nothing but the degree of dissociation. So the degree of dissociation of what? It is acid. So the degree of dissociation of a weak acid is inversely proportional. It is 1 upon C. So it is inversely proportional to the concentration of the solution, the square root of the concentration of the solution. So hopefully till here it is understood nicely. Now if you understood this thing, the weak base will be very simple. So similar way we have to just write down for weak base. Very important thing. Only this much, this is tricky. If you understood this thing, everything is very simple over here. Now next we'll start with weak base. Again I'll consider what I'll write over here. Let's start with the dissociation of weak base. BOH is given as what? BOH is given as B plus OH minus. Everywhere I have to write down aqueous, similar equation. Okay. Now after this, what is this next step? I have to find out the dissociation constant of weak base. So the dissociation constant of weak base is given by Kb, that will be equal to the product of the molar concentration of B plus into OH minus upon BOH. So the similar way you have to write on square bracket. Square bracket is referred as the molar concentration. Now again similar reaction. Okay, BOH will dissociate into B plus and OH minus. Now here what will happen? Similar way. Initial amount of BOH is 1 in terms of mole, and other two will be 0 because I haven't put this thing in water. Once I put BOH in water, what will happen over here is amount present at equilibrium. Okay, what will happen if alpha degree of dissociation take place? Please, you have to write down all these things. When alpha degree of dissociation takes place, what will happen? 1 minus alpha moles of BOH is left behind, and what is generated? Alpha moles of B plus and alpha moles of OH minus is generated. Now in terms of concentration, I have to divide the equation by V. So it will be 1 minus alpha upon V. This thing is mole, and dm minus cube is nothing but the unit of volume. So it will be alpha upon V, and here also alpha upon V. Now, so at equilibrium, what is the concentration? At equilibrium, what is the concentration of BOH? BOH is nothing but 1 minus alpha upon V, and P plus and OH minus is equal, and that is nothing but alpha upon V. So again, I can say this is a different equation. So I can say this is equation number 1 for this, for weak base. Okay. So substituting the values in the above equation, that is equation number 1, you will write down over here. Then you will substitute. So it will be nothing but what? Kb is equal to B plus and OH minus. So alpha upon V into alpha upon V upon 1 minus alpha upon V. Again, after solving, what I will get over here? It will be alpha square upon V square into, this will be 1 minus in the denominator, 1 minus alpha, and this will go up. So into V. So V and V get cancelled. So it will be alpha square upon 1 minus alpha into V. So if I say this is 1 upon V, it can be also written as alpha square upon 1 minus alpha square C upon 1 minus alpha. Okay. So till here, if it is understood nicely, so I can write it as Kb is nothing but alpha square upon 1 minus alpha into V, or it is nothing but Kb is equal to alpha square C upon 1 minus alpha. Next step is to say that the degree of dissociation for a weak acid, the dissociation is very less. So I can say 1 minus alpha is approximately equal to 1. Therefore the equation will become what? Kb is equal to alpha square upon V, or Kb is equal to alpha square C. Now I have to find out the equation for alpha in both the cases. So here alpha will be equal to Kb, alpha is over here, so this will go here. So Kb into V dot Kb into V, and this is square, so I have to take root. So this is one equation, and the next equation is what? Alpha Kb equal to alpha square C. So if I say alpha is kept over there, this will be equal to Kb upon C square. Other side if it goes, it will be square root. So hopefully this is very simple. Again similar equation, what I have to say over here, the degree of dissociation of weak base in this case is directly proportional to the square root of volume of the solution, and or the degree of dissociation of a weak base is inversely proportional to the square root of concentration of a solution. So hopefully till here this understood nicely. So see, it is both the things, it is very similar. See, both the things, it is very similar. Only thing is the first reaction in both the cases are different, rest all remain same. So next class we will start with the auto ionization of water. So hopefully till here it is understood nicely. Please do write and practice this derivation. Okay, thank you then.